Hello everyone, welcome to prevent a solution given this nice algebra problem, which is x to power 2 subtract x to power 3, this is equal to 80. So what is the value of x? Now solution from here, we have that x to power 2 subtract x to power 3, this is equal to 80. Now the next step here, let's take 80 on the left hand side. We will have x to power 2 subtract x to power 3 subtract 80, this is equal to 0. Now we can express 80 basically as 64 plus 16. So here we'll have x to power 2 subtract x to power 3, okay, subtract 80, which is basically 64 plus 16, this is equal to 0. Now from here we'll have x to power 2 subtract x to power 3. Now here we can express 64 as 4 to power 3, okay, and then here we'll have subtract 16, which is 4 to power 2, this is equal to 0. Now from here let's express, you can see, let's express x to power 2 subtract 4 to power 2, let's combine things, subtract x to power 3 subtract 4 to power 3, this is equal to 0. Now the next step here is that you see the first part here is the difference of two squares expressed as a squared minus b squared. Now we can express this as x to power 2 subtract 4 to power 2 subtract, now this is x cubed plus 4 cubed, this is equal to 0. Now we have seen that the first part here, actually this is the difference of two squares expressed as a squared minus b squared, and the second part here, this is actually the sum of 2 cubed expressed as a cubed plus b cubed. So in this case we have x to power 2 subtract 4 to power 2, this can be expressed as x plus 4 and x minus 4, okay. So let's call this equation 1. And here we have x cubed plus 4 cubed. This can be expressed as x plus 4. Now here we'll have x squared subtract 4x plus 4 squared, which is 16. Let's call this equation 2. Now let's combine equation 1 and 2 so that we'll have x plus 4 x minus 4, okay, then this we subtract, this is x plus 4, and then we have x squared subtract 4x plus 16, this is equal to 0. Now the next step here, we find that x plus 4 is common here, so we factor out x plus 4, so that now in the parentheses we'll have x subtract 4, okay, subtract, now we'll have x squared plus, here we'll have plus 4x, okay, subtract 16, close the bracket, this is equal to 0. Now from here we have two parts. The first part actually is x plus 4, which is equal to 0, and the second part, it's actually x, we have x subtract 4, okay, subtract x to power 2 plus 4x minus 16, this is equal to 0. So in the first part x plus 4 is equal to 0, that means that x1 here is equal to negative 4. So this is the first value of x, the real solution here. Then now we have x plus 4x, which is basically 5x. Then we have subtract x to power 2, negative 4, subtract 16, this is equal to negative 20, and this is equal to 0. So let's proceed from here. Now from the first part here, we have seen that x1, this is equal to negative 4. And here we have, this is a quadratic, we can rearrange this equation as negative x squared plus 5x subtract 20, this is equal to 0. So let's multiply both signs by -1, so that now we'll have x squared subtract 5x plus 20, this is equal to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, this is equal to 0. Now that means that a in this quadratic equation is 1, b is equal to -5, and c is equal to 20. So for the other values of x, we'll have x2, x3. This is actually given as -b plus or minus the square root of b squared subtract 4ac, all this divided by 2a. Now let's substitute the values of a, b, and c. This means that we'll have -5 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is -5 squared, subtract 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is actually equal to 20. All this divided by 2 times 1. So here you will have negative times -5, which is basically equal to 5, plus or minus the square root of, now -5 squared, this is actually 25. Now this is subtract 4 times 20, which is actually 80, divided by 2. Now the next step is 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 8, this is -55, divided by 2. So that now here we'll have 5 plus or minus, now we can express -55 as 55 times -1, all this divided by 2. Now the next phase here will have 5 plus or minus, now the square root of -1 is I square root of 55 divided by 2. So in this case we have two complex values. We have x2, this is equal to 5 plus I square root of 55 divided by 2, and we have x3, which is 5 subtract I square root of 55 divided by 2. So in this case we have three sets of solutions. We have x1, which is equal to -4, and x2 and x3, which are set of complex roots. These are actually complex roots. These are complex roots. So kindly follow the steps, like this video and subscribe.